You know those highlight reels you see all over social media? The overnight millionaires, the entrepreneurs who seem to have it all figured out? Well, that's almost never the real story. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and explore the brutal, unfiltered journey of building a seven-figure business from literally nothing. So, what is the secret? I mean, really, is it some brilliant, once-in-a-lifetime idea? A huge loan from the bank? Knowing all the right people? This is the exact question that keeps so many of us stuck. But the answer, well, it's not what you think. It's actually a lot simpler, and at the same time, way more demanding. And here's the first hard truth we just have to accept. Success isn't this clean, perfect, straight line to the top. No way. It's a messy, difficult climb. And it's often fueled by our absolute worst moments. Pain isn't just part of the story. In many cases, it's the entire foundation. Which brings us to where this story really begins. Rock bottom. Now, I know that sounds terrifying, but honestly, it can be the most powerful place you'll ever be. It's that critical point where a complete and total breakdown can actually become the fuel for an incredible breakthrough. Just try to imagine it. You've lost your job, you pull up your banking app, and this is what you see. $200. That's it. Rent is due, bills are stacking up, the pressure is just absolutely crushing. And this isn't some hypothetical. This is exactly where this journey kicked off. And to make things even worse, there are zero backup plans, no safety net, not a soul to call for a bailout. But something kind of weird happens when you have absolutely nothing left to lose. The fear of failure, it just evaporates. I mean, you're already at the bottom. What's the worst that can happen? This right here, this is the real catalyst. You see, when you're in that position, you start to realize the real enemy isn't the empty bank account. The true obstacle, the thing that really keeps us trapped, is a belief system. Let's call it the 9-to-5 matrix. This mental prison has a very simple but totally paralyzing script. The matrix tells you, you can't start a business without a ton of funding, or you need to find investors first, or my personal favorite, you need someone's permission to even try. It's a system designed to make you wait for some kind of external green light that, let's be honest, is never gonna come. So how do you escape? Well, you have to flip the script. You stop waiting around for capital, and you just start with a skill you already have. You stop hunting for investors, and you focus on generating your own cash flow, even if it's small. And most importantly, you stop waiting for permission, and you just find the courage to begin. And this right here brings us to the absolute turning point of the entire journey. And it's not some big event that happens to you. It's a revelation that happens inside you. It's the moment you learn how to see opportunity everywhere, especially when it feels like you have nothing at all. Let me say that again. The mindset shift is everything. It is the one single variable that changes the entire equation. It's what makes the difference between seeing a dead end and seeing a starting line. Okay, so what does this shift actually look like in practice? It's basically a 5-step loop. First, you escape the fear of failure because, well, you've got nothing to lose. Then you start hunting for opportunities. You take a skill you already have. In this case, it was graphic design, and you turn that skill into actual cash. Then, and this is the key, you reinvest every single dollar, creating your own little growth engine from scratch. This is where the real scaling begins. And listen, it's not about one giant leap or some viral moment. It's all about leveraging small wins over and over and over again. The process itself is actually surprisingly simple. When you really break it down, the path is a clear formula. It starts with one skill. The very first client brings in just $50. Yeah, 50. But that $50 gets reinvested. Then the next 100 gets reinvested, then the next 1,000, and you create this unstoppable momentum. So what was it? What separated that initial desperate struggle from a 7-figure business? It wasn't some stroke of genius. It wasn't a lucky break. It was the relentless, boring, unsexy ability to just stay consistent, especially when everything looked absolutely impossible. Ultimately, this is the core lesson. Breaking free from whatever is holding you back and building something meaningful, it's not about luck. It's about leveraging those small wins day after day, all driven by the right mindset. So let's end on this thought. Remember, the biggest barrier to entry isn't sitting in your bank account. It's living in your head. The one resource you truly, absolutely need to get going is the courage to just take that first small step.